Right now at noon, Madison has a new interim police chief after Chief KOVAL suddenly announces his retirement. And one state is taking the first steps to allow college athletes to get paid. We'll explain.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at noon.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mark Kane. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 on this Monday. Hope you all had a nice weekend. Well, let's head over to the Weather Center. Meteorologist Dana Fulton has your first alert forecast kind of summary out there.
It really is. Right now, a little warm and a little humid. Of course, this morning we held on to that fog for a little longer than we would have liked to, but the good news now, we're partly sunny, and that's how we're going to stay through the rest of the afternoon and early evening. Here's a live look with our Edgewater sky cam of downtown. Again, a few clouds, but overall not too bad. A few isolated showers sliding through this morning with the fog as well. Heavier storms well off to the north. Will stay dry through the afternoon and evening. Won't have any shower chances creeping back in until after midnight. Compared to this time yesterday, it is a 24-degree jump for Lone Rock and Wisconsin Dells. We're in about a 20-degree jump for Madison. That puts us close to 80 already. 86, though, in Boscobel. It's very, very warm outside, and those dew points are near 70, so it's muggy as well. Market's a little blast of summer before we see a cool down heading through the next few days. Some rain chances, though, are going to come along before we see that temperature drop.
Threw the air conditioning on before I left this morning.
I wish I didn't have to. But yep.
Heat by the end of the week. Who knows?
Yeah, so it'll be back off again soon.
All right, Dan, we'll see you in a few minutes. Madison police are continuing to investigate a homicide on the city's north side. Police say it happened Sunday night in the 500 block of Northport Drive. The Dane County Medical Examiner says 19-year-old Malik Moss died from a gunshot wound. The Columbia County Sheriff's Office investigating a homicide in the township of Leeds, that's just north of DeForest. Deputies say 35-year-old Keith Wolf of Poinette died of a gunshot wound Friday night. His wife told police that he was checking for a potential intruder after they heard a noise in the basement. Officials say they found Wolf dead in the basement and could not find anyone else in the area. The Madison Police Department has a new interim chief after Chief Mike KOVAL announced his retirement. Assistant Chief Vic Wall will serve as interim police chief until the Police and Fire Commission choose a replacement. Chief KOVAL is no longer leading the Madison Police Department. He announced his retirement yesterday on his blog. He did not give a specific reason for his retirement. KOVAL was chief for 5 years and joined the department in 1983. Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway is responding to KOVAL's announcement, thanking him for his dedication and service. She'll be working with the Police and Fire Commission, urging them to, quote, conduct a process in which members of the department and members of the community have significant input into Madison's next police chief. The Police and Fire Commission also thanking KOVAL for his, quote, successful concluding chapter to his long and distinguished professional career. The City Council weighed in as well, saying, we thank Chief KOVAL for his many years of service and look forward to assisting the Police and Fire Commission in any way we can in the search process for a new chief. President Trump and his allies are going after the whistleblower who exposed his phone call with Ukraine's president, which triggered an impeachment inquiry. President Trump says he wants to meet the whistleblower, and in a lengthy tweet storm this morning called him @fake whistleblower and said the whistleblower knew almost nothing. Its secondhand description of the calls is a fraud. So far, much of what was in the whistleblower's complaint has been corroborated by the White House's own notes about the call. And House Intelligence Committee Chair Adam Schiff told Scott Pelley on 60 Minutes last night that his committee will hear from the whistleblower.
Your committee already has an agreement with the whistleblower that he will testify.
We have an agreement that he or she will testify, yes.
I know what the deep state looks like. I know the difference between a whistleblower and a deep state operative. This is a deep state operative, pure and simple.
Congressman Schiff says a subpoena for President Trump's attorney, Rudy Giuliani, and documents related to the case could be coming as soon as today. California will let college athletes hire agents and make money from endorsements, defying the NCAA and setting up a likely legal challenge that could reshape U.S. amateur sports. Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom announced today that he has signed a law that allowing athletes in California universities to make money from their images, names, or likenesses. California is the first state to pass such a law. The law takes effect on January 1st, 2023. The NCAA Board of Governors had asked Newsom to veto the bill, saying it would erase the critical distinction between college and professional athletics. Wisconsin linebacker Chris Orr has been named the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Week. Against Northwestern, Orr had 9 tackles, 2 for a loss, along with 2 sacks and a forced fumble. Wisconsin will look to stay undefeated as they take on Kent State Saturday at Camp Randall. And the Milwaukee Brewers are in the playoffs for the second year in a row. The Brewers will play a wild card game tomorrow in Washington against the Nationals. Brewers' Brandon Woodruff will get the start for the Crew. Whoever wins that game will then travel to Los Angeles to take on the Dodgers in the National League Division Series. Tomorrow's game will be at 7:08 p.m. on TBS. Well, there's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. I'm next. We'll see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
This year, with my mom no longer with us, it would be an honor to share with you a recipe that she was always in charge of making. Today, Jews around the world are celebrating the holiday of Rosh Hashanah, also known as the Jewish New Year. And unlike the grand celebrations that many of us are used to on New Year's Eve, this is a time of repentance, when families gather around the table for traditional foods, like the one we're making today. It's an old world casserole called simmis that brings together the fruit of the harvest. This is one of the dishes that my mom was always in charge of making. You know, and this year, with her no longer with us, it's my honor to share it with you in her memory. We start by combining a couple cans of sweet potatoes that we've drained, along with some carrots and a can of chunked pineapple. Then we add in pitted dried plums, a bit of OJ, a generous amount of honey, some melted butter, and a little salt. After this gets mixed, it gets baked off until it's heated through. Sometimes my mom would make things even easier by dumping everything into a slow cooker and letting it do its thing. I know, this might sound like an odd combo, but let me tell you, this dish goes perfectly with everything from brisket to roast chicken. It's sweet, comforting, and brimming with tender, loving care. just like my mom. To get the recipe for simmis, which we call Old World Harvest Casserole, simply visit our website. I'm Howard of the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found Mom's memorable way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
All right, Howard, Happy New Year. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, a humid start to the work week. Will we be seeing any more rain? Probably. Meteorologist Dana Fulton has more in your first alert forecast. Our Call for Action phone bank is open right now, ready to take on your consumer issues. You can call our hotline. Volunteers will help you with any consumer complaints. The number is 608-270-2833. The service is open every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday between 11 and 1. Let's check Wall Street at the noon hour. The Dow Industrials up 155 points. The NASDAQ plus 66, and the S&P 500 is up 20.5. Q106 Farm Director Pam Yankee is out of the radio barn today, so here are your farm numbers. Time now for the weather. Dana is over in the Weather Center. More rain on the way. The last thing we need.
And the last thing we need, so enjoy the dry little weather that we're getting today. It's very warm and humid outside, but at least it's not raining right now. 77 currently in Madison, dew points in the upper 60s, so it feels very muggy. Our breeze from the south and that southerly flow is just helping our temperatures climb throughout the northern Midwest. It's not just for southern Wisconsin right now. 13 miles per hour, so enough that you'll notice it. Our Doppler track is pretty quiet for us. To the north, though, they are seeing some stronger thunderstorms, a little bit of lightning and heavier rainfall at the northern edge of the state. We're going to hold off through the rest of the evening, not expecting any showers to come on through until this warm front completely lifts on overhead and that cold front gets just a little closer. So the showers that we had yesterday, all in front of this warm front as it's passing over. Our temperatures today have jumped quite a bit in the last 24 hours. Again, most of the area about a 20-degree jump, and we are certainly well above average at this point. Once this front completely clears off, we'll be dry for just a little bit, but as that cold front does approach, we're looking at showers and thunderstorms to pick up mainly after midnight and then stay throughout most of Tuesday, and then a few rounds expected on Wednesday as well. Behind that, we'll cool down and clear up a little bit for the end of the week, but we've got a lot of rain to get through first. Through the next few hours, plan on a partly sunny sky. Tonight, we quickly become mostly cloudy. By Tuesday morning, we're going to have showers and thunderstorms passing through, and some of those thunderstorms could bring some very heavy rainfall, rapidly accumulating rainfall at times. By Wednesday morning, that first round of showers likely wrapping on up. We stay cloudy throughout the day on Wednesday, but we are going to have just one more round come through late on Wednesday into early Thursday morning. Once that final round comes through, then we get a clearing sky throughout the day on Thursday and some dry weather for Friday. The good news with this rain coming in, no severe potential for us. We may see some stronger storms well to the south and west tomorrow. The primary concern, of course, isolated flooding right now. Our watershed is at max capacity, and to have any more rain come on through, not a good thing. Temperatures this afternoon climb into the mid to low 80s. Become mostly cloudy overnight with those shower chances picking up mainly after midnight. Along the western edge of the state may have a wet morning commute. Most of the area, though, still just mostly cloudy in the morning, and then in the afternoon, that's when the stronger thunderstorms will really pass through. We continue to see those scattered showers and thunderstorms into early Wednesday morning, and then that second chance comes through late Wednesday night. By the end of Wednesday into Thursday, our accumulation totals for most of the area at close to 2 inches, if not much higher, especially some isolated spots where we could see those stronger thunderstorms trail each other. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw those accumulation totals get closer to 3 or even 3.5 inches. Because of this, we have alert days in the forecast for Tuesday and Wednesday. Isolated flooding a concern, and can't rule out a stronger thunderstorm or two also with some stronger wind gusts. A warm afternoon in the 80s for our afternoon highs, and then we'll back off a little bit for overnight lows. Still pretty seasonal with those overnight lows, though, in the upper 60s for early Tuesday morning with a mostly cloudy sky. Scattered showers and thunderstorms for Tuesday and Wednesday. But temperature-wise, we'll be falling backwards in the mid to upper 70s on Tuesday, low 60s on Wednesday, and then back to the 50s for Thursday and Friday. Those shower chances hanging out into early Thursday morning. But throughout the day on Thursday, we'll get a clearing sky and sunshine coming through later on and for Friday. So keep the umbrella on hand for Tuesday and Wednesday. And of course, those lower lying areas that are prone to flooding, that's what we keep in a close eye Tuesday and Wednesday afternoon when that rainfall really starts to add up.
All right, keep it on. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you, Dana. Ahead on News 3 Now at noon, Lynn Birch from the Bruce Company is here taking your plant and garden questions. 270-9933, the number to call. We'll be right back.
News 3.
Linda Barch from the Bruce Company is here taking your calls at 270-9933. Good to see you again. Got
to see you.
pretty flowers and plants here.
I do, and I realize that most of them are actually annuals because there are lots of things like asters and grasses, ornamental grasses that are looking very, very nice. But this is an annual grass called fireworks. Back here, it's a type of miscanthus, and this, of course, looks like a black-eyed Susan. But it is in the Rudbeckia family, but it's an annual called prairie sun. So
Make a note for next year.
There you go. It's just nice combination. Plus, we've got lots of gourds and pumpkins getting ready for Halloween.
Yeah, when it's this warm, though, it's hard to think about Halloween.
I know, well,
It'll cool off sooner or later. That's guaranteed. All right, let's go to the phone. We'll start with Judy in Madison. Hi, Judy.
Hello.
Hi, what's your question?
I have a question for Linda regarding trimming shrub roses. I have several shrub roses, and I've trimmed them back other years, and then I've heard that you shouldn't do that. But my concern is if I don't trim them, the heavy snow breaks off the branches. So I would prefer to trim them, but I want your advice.
Well, what I would suggest is that you don't want to prune them down real low. Sometimes people used to cut their roses back to 6 to 8 inches, and you don't want to do it that severely, but you're right. If they're going to flop over, probably 18 to 24 is a good height. And are your shrub roses the type that are still blooming right now? Because those I would wait. Other ones I would probably, well, we're almost October.
Tomorrow.
Yes, so if you don't want to be working out in the cold and things, you could prune them back. But I would suggest that 18 to 24 inch range because that seems to, they hold up to it. And then if there's any dead tips next spring, you can prune that off at that time.
All right, let's go to Gary in Madison. Hi, Gary.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. What's your question?
I have some ferns that I'm wondering if I should just let the leaves and everything drop down or if I should cut them off at the base every fall.
Okay, that's going to be a whole discussion for how different people think about things. Sometimes people have ostrich ferns in a distance from their house, and the fact that they're brown and going to lay down and just act as leaf mold is not such a bad idea. But if those ostrich ferns are brown and ugly intermixed with your perennial bed, I say cut them off and remove them and put them in a compost heap and let them work. I was actually talking to somebody about jumping worms and how they're attracted to areas that have leaf mold. So that's perhaps one of the things that you think about. If you have jumping worms, then you get rid of some of that debris and don't harbor those worms.
So cut them down.
Cut them down, especially if they are unattractive in your beds.
All right, Bonnie in Partyville. Hi, Bonnie.
Hi.
Hi.
Thanks for taking my call.
Welcome.
And I have a row of bridal wreaths or spirea. Anyway, they're getting, they need to be cut down some. And I was wondering if now would be a good time to do it.
Well, I think I would wait just to be on the safe side. Bridal wreath are a good old-fashioned type of spirea, but by cutting them, you're obviously going to be removing all their flowers. But if we were to have a really hard winter, then sometimes it's hard for those things to regenerate, especially if now they're in more of a shade condition than full sun. So to be on the safest side, I would wait till spring before they leaf out, then do a renewal pruning and cut them back radically. And I should mention on those ferns, that was ostrich fern I was talking about. There's lots of ferns that are still looking very nice, and those you wouldn't cut back yet.
Okay. All right, Dolores in Sun Prairie. Hi, Dolores.
Hi.
Hi. What's your question?
I buy mums and plant mums, and I've been told that there are perennial mums and annual mums because sometimes the mums come up the next year, sometimes they don't.
Yes.
So there's a difference.
Oh, there absolutely is a difference. There's ones that we just don't have a long enough growing period for some of those mums, so they're treated as annuals, and they do not regenerate. And then there are ones that are called hardy mums, and those you can plant, and they will grow from the base. What you'll notice is that they'll have flowers this fall, and then you'll see new growth coming at the base, and those are hardy and will
so
come
those
back
gigantic ones you see in the store now, those are annuals generally?
Most likely, yes.
Okay. Let's go to Sandra in Richland Center. Hi, Sandra. What's your question?
Yes, it's similar to the same one you previously had. I have the huge mum from the store. And I was wondering if it was too late to plant it for the season.
Oh, no, mums are just coming into their glory right now. And if you want them to last longer, don't buy them in full bloom. Look for ones that have enough buds so you can see the flower color that you're selecting. But then they'll last, because they will tolerate frost. That's the critical thing. People go, why am I buying this now? They will tolerate frost. Just like the Swiss chard, that's going to tolerate some cold temperatures.
All right, I don't know who's on line 3 here.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome. So, lawn, doing anything now? Should we do anything now?
Lawns? Oh, you can certainly, we're coming to the time period that is the best to treat for Creeping Charlie. And with the rainy 2 seasons that we've had, Creeping Charlie has been thriving, so you want to wait till probably second week in October when it's starting to cool off, because it doesn't allow Creeping Charlie to harden off. It won't die, curl up this fall, but next year it won't be there.
Great. That's good news. All right. If you're on the line, stay there. Linda will talk to you off the air. Let's get one final check of the forecast. Here's Dana.
Right now, things don't look too bad outside. It's just a little warm and a little humid. Partly sunny skies expected for the rest of the afternoon. Will become mostly cloudy overnight. Here's a live look at downtown. Our Doppler track is pretty quiet for southern Wisconsin, though we do have some stronger storms up to the north. We'll keep those up to the north for right now, not expecting anything to drop further south. Temperatures in the last 24 hours have just shot up thanks to that warm front passing on over. A 25-degree jump around the Dells, about 23 degrees higher around Platteville. That puts us in the low 80s for most of the southwest corner of the state. 86 though in Boscoville, about 77 still in Madison. Over the next few hours, we'll climb up to the 80s in Madison, and then overnight, only dropping to the upper 60s with our next chance for showers and thunderstorms starting to brew once we get past midnight.
All right, 80 degrees in September. You got it. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you back here at 4 o'clock. In the meantime, have a great afternoon.